let it count. Hi, everyone, and welcome to That CBD Show. I'm Christy Burkhead, and with me, of course, is Drew Burkhead. Today, we are joined with a very special guest, a good friend of ours. He has been in medical practice in Bloomington, Indiana, for over 30 years. He is also a ambassador with Zilis and I believe, presidential ambassador with Zilis. And he has been gracious enough to join us today. So let's welcome Dr. Joe Kunzer.
Good to be here.
Show.
Great to be here.
How you doing, buddy?
Good to see you guys.
Okay, well, we know you.
I know.
This
will be fun.
We've been working together for some time, so it's just been awesome. But there's a lot of viewers out there that have not met the nationally becoming world
famous
Dr. Joe Kunzer.
Oh, you're
Awesome
too kind,
spirit,
whatever.
awesome man. But we want to cut to the chase because I have a burning platform question because you have been in the medical space in Indiana, and then now something was exposed to you, and now your life is a whole
It's
lot
crazy,
different,
Drew.
and your
Absolutely,
passion
yeah.
is a whole lot different, and that's what I really wanted to we wanted to deconstruct just here in the next 30 minutes that we have to kind of say, what path have been. So just for the basis for everyone that's watching, a little bit of a grounding words, if you will, for what you were doing in Indiana, just a little bit, what your medical experience was, just enough to give some footing for everybody, and then we'll kick off from there.
Sure. I was practicing. I practiced for over 30 years in the Indianapolis area, and I actually had sold my practice and was ready to enjoy being an empty nester with my wife. And that kind of changed because my nurse practitioner introduced me to something called CBD about a little less than 2 years ago.
Okay.
And being in practice for 30 years, you have a passion to help people, you love your patients, and I was intrigued by not only what she had told me, but as I was researching what CBD was, because what really floored me was, being in practice for 30-some years, how could I have never heard of this stuff?
Right.
Because it's been around for years and years.
Yeah.
And the medical benefits are well documented with over 4,000 peer-reviewed papers on its effectiveness on, you name it, from depression to anxiety to PTSD. So as I was studying, I just couldn't believe, how could I have never heard this? Because I'm in the healthcare profession. I mean, it's what my passion is. And so as I studied, not only was I amazed at the product, and I know you've discussed this in past shows, the science behind why it works was incredible. And so this is real. They've known this for years. You probably mentioned it in past shows. Eli Lilly, Park Davis, Pfizer. They all knew the healing benefits of CBD oil, which is why they carry the product in the late 20s and 30s. Okay, and we don't need to discuss why they probably took it off the market. Okay, it's pretty, But so I was just from going to being retired to really jumping into this with my wife and loving it was not on our radar, and but what a blessing. We have, like I said earlier, your passion in the medical profession is to help your patients because you love your patients, and I've never seen anything like this in my life when it comes to the benefits and the change it is making in people's lives.
Right.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah, I was just chatting with somebody in the last day or two, and we were talking about the CBD, and they there's so many people that there's so much misinformation and so much education to be done, and that's fine. That's what we're here for. But this particular person said, in fact, it was at a doctor's office. We were talking with Julie, I think, and so she said, I'm not sure. It just kind of seems like it might be a fad, like keto or something else that's coming along. But obviously, you've keyed in on it, and we have as well. That the ECS system and the synapses and what's going on in the body
Right.
is no fad.
No,
you know,
it's
this
not.
is absolute science, and this is we say it's a
Yeah.
whole lot of words about a simple little thing. It's
Right.
a plant.
Plant.
Let's not-
And you've heard me, and I didn't interrupt, but you've heard
no,
me say before,
please.
look, not only is this not a fad,
Yeah.
but in the next 5 to 7 years, every household in America will have CBD oil in it like they have ibuprofen. It's not a fad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it's not a fad because it works. It just works. And so, especially our product, and you've discussed the absorbability. So, even as a doctor, when I've come up with patients who I've said, look, I want to get you on some CBD oil, and they're like, well, Dr. Joe, I've tried a couple, and I'm like, that's okay, you haven't tried ours,
Right.
Because as we know, and this is not that we're not going to talk about that today, but there is no other product on the market that absorbs the way ours does.
Right.
So, period.
We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
So it's not that we're just trying to say, hey, this is the only product out there. It's just we have people bring us 100, 200 CBD. I don't know how many CBDs we've looked
We've
at where
had-
people say,
we have had
what's
a lot.
what's in this? You know, and you do we do the evaluation of it. And it always comes back to the very simple thing of bioavailability.
Right.
Look, if you take something and you absorb 6 to 10% of it, you're wasting all that other product. I hate waste. With this Ultracell product, it's a proven bioavailability, proven third-party study where you're getting up to 94% absorption in it. That just makes it a simple story.
And you're not even discussing the chemical extraction that they
Right,
use to
right,
get
right.
rid of these other oils that have butane in them and just harsh chemicals. Not to mention, in the 16 hours that I've studied other CBD oils, I've studied several of them that don't even have CBD in them,
Right.
which is just crazy.
We
Penn
are
Medical
really
has
crazy.
produced a study, and they said 70% of what's out there, 70% is mislabeled. That you don't. Dr. Oz had done his own personal study, and they were pulling stuff from New Jersey to the East Coast. They found capsules with E. coli in it,
Yeah,
off
I
the shelf.
heard that.
Right.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So we were talking with. I was
Ew.
talking with another lady last evening, and she was saying that she had stopped in a vape store. And she saw all the CBD up, and she started talking with them, and they said, and she asked where they make it, and she said, well, they said, well, we make it in the back. We have a lab in the back. We make it. Now, you know what
Yeah.
goes into making a quality product and to
Yeah.
get everything right with this. And she
Wow.
asked, well, what's the extraction process? And it certainly didn't involve a 21,000-pound press and,
Right.
and cold pressing process. That's the way that the Ultra is. So I just thought it was just like, my God, because 2 weeks ago on a show
new.
we were talking about a CBD production, and I think you said, I think some of this may be being made in garages, and I said,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think
Well,
absolutely it is. And that was just another good example. Yes, it's a commercial store, but their lab is in the back.
Or in the
behind
basement. Or in the
yeah,
garage.
it's just,
And we've laughed before because I've said, look, everybody that knows me knows that I love sushi. I've said this before. I said
Yeah.
I love sushi,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean I'd buy it at a gas
Gas
station.
station,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You know,
No
so
way.
you know
You know what I buy at
pay
gas
for.
station? Gas.
Gas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly.
Oh
But that's
my
kind of
gosh.
my soiree into CBD, which was really my wife and I never intended to do this. It's been a blessing. This has been great. This is a product that is changing the world. I mean, it is going to change the world.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no doubt.
Well-
When you have patients that are getting off of 5, 6, 8 medications, you know, it's unbelievable. Getting
Right.
out of bed because fibromyalgia today is now diagnosed as an endocannabinoid deficiency.
Right.
So you give them cannabinoids like in our product, and all of a
Right.
sudden in the next 3 weeks to 3 months, they're out of bed and they're like, oh my goodness, I have my life back.
Right.
I mean, that's why you do what you do.
Yeah.
When you're in the healthcare profession.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's primarily once your nurse practitioner gave it to you and you started seeing it, there were some particular things that made you just stop in your tracks and say,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what, I'm going to focus on this a little bit.
And it started in, obviously, I trusted my nurse practitioner, Carrie, just a sweetheart. So yes, but as I started studying it, you cannot deny. It was funny because when I used to first speak around the country, I used to have to convince people that CBD worked. Today, a year and some later, people understand. They know it works. I mean, you can't deny the benefits of it. So now it's all about the science and why it works, but really, ultimately, it's are you on a great product, which is what
Right.
we have here. I mean,
Right.
which, in my opinion, in all the hours I've spent studying, there is no better product than our product. Ultracell is the product.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and that's what we see too when we step back. And so
Always.
this got introduced to you. You know, you've been in medicine for 30 plus years. You've seen things come and go. All of a sudden, this comes across your desk, and now here we are. We've got CBD. So you were fortunate enough, like us, that it wasn't our first introduction, but close. We were introduced to the Ultracell and that Zilis family, and we feel very fortunate for that. But that was introduced to you. you see this, and now what starts to happen when you start to do the research? I think you maybe took less than 24 hours to step back from this and say, I get it. This is something that, we really need to pay attention to. And so what was that kind of transition or transition, and then what kind of happened for you to, and you have the acumen to take the medical hat off and put the business hat on and look at it from that perspective, and I think it kind of changed your trajectory. So what kind of happened there to take you to where you are today?
Especially since you were going to retire and you really weren't looking. You weren't looking for something
I was not
else
looking.
to do, right?
I wasn't looking.
So why would you take something like this on?
I'm fortunate enough that my family, my father, I've always been into business. I always loved business, and even when you own your own practice, essentially you own your own business. So it wasn't difficult to see, based on everything that's out there reading, and I'm sure, again, as probably discussed in previous segments here, where CBD oil is going. I mean, hemp, now that it is legal in all 50 states, now that it is going to be grown in all 50 states, is going to be a trillion-dollar industry. And they're talking about the oil within this that is healing people, taking care of people. Is going to be a $23 billion industry by the year 2022. So I clearly saw the opportunity, especially after reading and knowing the science and knowing that this product works. We had to get involved, especially because this is, like anything, it's all about timing in business. It's all about timing. I don't care if you're buying a piece of property, if you're buying a rental unit, if you're buying stock. It's all about timing. When did you get in? And this clearly, when we got in, was a basement floor opportunity. It's now still a ground floor opportunity, but I understood and I clearly saw the ability to not only change people's lives physically, but change them financially. Because people are out there, they're looking. I mean, it's crazy even today how many people are just, they're living paycheck to paycheck. They're only, really, one major hiccup away from losing their car and maybe their house. So I saw the blessing of this particular company as far as just not only the way they just rewarded their ambassadors for just sharing something that works. But really the ability to change your children's future and your children's children's future if you wanted to work this. And what I always say is, look, everybody works. But are you working for somebody else, or are you working for yourself? Because I prefer to work for myself. In raising my children, I said, I really don't care what you do in life. If you want to be a janitor, that's great, but own the janitorial service. To backtrack here, getting involved in this business, I clearly saw the opportunity where CBD was going, and really in changing lives. My wife and I just said, look, this is real. And my passion comes, and I really saw it more when you just see the effects it has on some of your patients. I mean, when a gentleman takes a bottle out of your hands with Parkinson's, with tremors, and comes back 3 days later holding his hands perfectly still and saying, Dr. Joe, I haven't written my name in 2 months. That changes your life. Saying that we have something special here, and we're involved at the right time. Again, going back to timing, I say, look, people, this is a great opportunity for this particular company because it is ground floor. And in the future, people are going to do very well with this. But as I've said in the past too, you can buy Apple stock today, and you'll still do very well in the next 3 or 4 years. But don't you wish you would have bought it when it first came out? Here's something, this is the Apple of healthcare today. I really believe that. This company will be a billion-dollar company faster than any company, any direct sales company on the market.
Well, it's already on that trajectory, and I know for us, so we don't talk about the company behind the ultrasound very often on the show, and that's because we don't want the viewers to think that's what we're always trying to project. We want it to be an informational show about CBD, but I do want to give Zilis the credit that it deserves today, especially sitting here with you. I mean, the company is probably approaching 18% market share for all of the CBD that's sold in the country. It is the industry leading in quality in base product, in bioavailability and proven bioavailability. The manufacturing is consistent and correct and even. If you order 1,000 bottles today, you're going to get 1,000 bottles tomorrow. And we found, working in the medical space, now more than 20% of those that we work with are in the medical space, and we are educating on the endocannabinoid system. So we're doing a lot of that, but the platform with Zilis allows us to provide product at a wholesale basis so that doctors, so that chiropractors, so that those in the medical space can have this in their office, promoting this to their people, because people are buying this and they need a source that they can trust, and they need someone they can come to that says, hey, don't mess around with that other stuff. Here you go. This is safe. This is the leader. Take this product, and they need that. So we can do that with this Zilis vehicle, and we haven't even talked about the veterans programs, the Patriot programs, the way that this company supports
Pays it forward.
our community, pays it forward.
Yeah.
Money for Vitamin Angels. We're giving kids nutrition packs in Haiti. There are just layers and layers of things that this company continues to do continuously, and I think that needs to be said about this. And it's all about the product,
And
it's high quality product.
really,
And that's the gift and message that we have.
Yes, and to back up Zilis, it starts with just great leadership. This company has amazing leadership. We are blessed and honored to have Dr. Derek De Silva as our Chief Medical Officer. Anybody in the healthcare profession, they know who Dr. De Silva is.
That's right. That's right.
He teaches. He's a doctor's doctor who teaches all over the world.
Right.
He's responsible for patenting the process by which we are the most absorbable on the market, which is why we're the #1 selling CBD oil right now in the country. And so we've just got great leadership. And
you weren't here this evening, but there's Dr. De Silva there, and Stephen Thompson, CEO.
Stephen,
And then there's,
And of course us.
I see you. Yeah.
And I don't have full approval from everybody.
That's
in this
okay.
photo as
That's
sign-offs,
all right.
but you're all there. And we were all together.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
put your
crew.
face in a picture.
That was in Sarasota.
Sarasota,
Yeah.
No, that's I love. We just got a great team with a great heart, and what's cool is you're right. We talk about how we're going to change the world with CBD. This company is changing the world, and more than that, because you're right. They love the men and women who have served this country. We're getting this in our veterans' hands who are struggling with PTSD and depression, and we're doing that for free. We're giving the first year we got involved in this company, 10 million days of nutrition to the children of Haiti.
Yeah.
So that's just great.
Yeah.
That's just above and beyond
you
a
like
great product.
to represent.
Yeah.
It's something that
I'm proud to be part of this company.
To be a part
proud
of,
to be
right,
a part
which
of this
is
company.
which is great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's an interesting thing you talk about changing people's lives financially. One thing that I really like about it is that it's not just built on a chassis of get more people, get more people, get more people. It's product driven.
Right.
The payment structure that we have is based on product that's moved through you and your team, but there's also so many ways that people can make money, and when they start out and first join, just selling the product and being able to just get it out in the hands of their friends and family right away is an immediate change change in making money for a lot of people. And our doctor's office is even putting it there and pumping up their revenue instantly.
And to go back to the doctor's office, just the fact that this particular company has an amazing retail wholesale side is unbelievable, because these doctors can, like anything you do, you buy it low, you sell it high, and to be able to buy the product and sell it to where you can make up to 300% profit on it is, that's just commerce.
Yeah.
But more, and not only are you changing people's lives, and that's part of what really astonishes me. I cannot believe my medical doctor friends of all kinds, from physician's assistants to nurse practitioners to anesthesiologists to surgeons to chiropractors to DOs that are loving this product. They're being able to put it in their office, and again, just to talk a little about the business and being able to supplement their office. It's today's day and age as a doctor. Part of the reason why I retired was because I was just sick of fighting with the insurance companies to get paid for honest work,
We hear
good
that a lot.
working. So to bring something like this that's changing people's lives, I have doctor friends that are making anywhere from an extra $5,000 to $7,000 a month, up to $30,000 a month.
Right.
Just on the wholesale retail side of something that, and as I always say, everybody wants what we have. That's really, I sit back and I'm just astonished. Everybody wants what we have because it works.
Right. I think if someone told you, and you were at a period of time, to say, hey, you have a chance right now to get a piece of the aspirin business. Aspirin is being launched in the United States. It's going to be out there. We think it's going to be in everybody's medicine cabinet. And your word of mouth, your personal testimony of how it's impacted you, you share that, and at the end of it all, you can have a little sliver of that in the industry. And if somebody, wait, you're offering me a piece of the aspirin business?
Yeah.
I'm in. Yeah. And that's really what this is. Now, the heart of hearts has been that this stuff just helps people, and it's a plan, it's a supplement, it's easy, and they take it, and people can come off medications or get feeling better with something they've been dealing with a long time, without something that's really going to cause side effects. We call them effects. I don't know why they don't just call
And
them.
I always say, there are no
effects.
side effects, only side benefits.
Side benefits.
And there's no contraindications with any medication.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
a lot of times, I tell it's one of those. Even if I have to, quote unquote, convince somebody to try and take it, the bottom line is you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And as you've discussed in the past, the stories to me, I don't know why after a year and a half I still shake my head and I'm astonished. When you have several children who are nonverbal autistic who are now speaking,
right?
After just a couple months on our product, that's incredible.
Wow.
And again, I know this isn't about making claims, but I don't need to make claims. Okay, you can research CBD oil, and there's a plethora of information.
Right.
What's interesting is the misinformation, as you discussed a little earlier. We were down in Sarasota speaking about a month ago, and I was actually reading an article before I spoke on somebody that actually published that there are no there's no science or proof behind CBD and the effect. Yes, there are.
Oh my God.
There's thousands of documentations. So even what you're reading from journalists who should be researching this, that aren't researching it, they're either lazy or they're not telling you the truth, one of the two. So, but even reading this stuff, I'm going, how do you not say there's no science behind this?
Right.
There are, like I said, over 4,000 peer reviews. I have more stuff on my phone on even just its effectiveness and how they're proving, how it's causing what's called apoptosis or cell death in breast cancer cells.
Yeah.
I mean, it's out there.
Yeah.
Look it up. So,
we unravel this, and sometimes we scratch our head because I can drive by and see a fast food restaurant, see 12 cars in line. And I guarantee you, none of them are analyzing the back of the packaging for the burger that they're getting. But when this stuff starts to come up, people start to pull at the strings of this thing. And the true simplicity of this, guys, is that our food supply is screwed up.
Yeah.
We're not getting what we need. And this hemp-based product, this Ultracell product, has over 400, 500 nutrients, and it's a superfood, and it's a plant, and it's Mother Nature, and we came from nature. It's the most natural thing that we should be doing, for health and well-being, and we're not making claims because try it.
Yeah.
Take it. You're dealing with something that you're tired of dealing with? Give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's a supplement.
And you probably talked on this too. I always love just the fact that we have no xylitol, the fact that it's pet friendly.
Yeah.
What I love about it is, animals do not have a placebo effect. So if you're, as I always say, if your dog has
children,
so if your dog has hip dysplasia and you start giving it to your dog, and 2 weeks later it's running around the backyard like a puppy again, guess what? Your dog doesn't know you're giving it CBD oil.
Right.
So the whole placebo effect is kind of out the door on that.
And I got to just take 20 seconds on this pet thing, okay? There's not a hemp field out there that says Fido on it. This is for dogs and this is for cats. It's high quality hemp, the same that humans can consume, that pets can consume. What's important is you don't have junk or chemicals in it. There's nothing in this product here. Our 1,100-pound horse is on it. His coat is good. His joints are great. He's happy. He doesn't spook in the ring. It's amazing. He takes this one human dose a day. That's all.
12 or 1,100 pounds he is.
Yeah, that's all he takes.
Dropper.
So the other stuff that's out there that has the picture of the puppy on the dog treats, it's you're being marketed to, you're being gimmicked, and you're being sold, because the same bioavailability and absorption part and issues that happen with us are happening with your pets. You need the high quality product, and you're being duped in that instance. I just got to tell you.
I know, we just die. Yeah.
So,
but I've got a special one for dogs.
I take us on a side road, but I just had to say that. So,
but you're right. You're right. And any animal with a vertebrae has an endocannabinoid system. They're affected by it. It takes less for the smaller dogs and cats, obviously. But it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But you're right. It boils down to how much are you absorbing, and how long is it staying in your system, which we actually corner the market. And the other thing I love about this company and talking about the business is, I always say, look, what I love about Zilis is we are not a CBD oil company.
Right.
We are a research company.
Right.
I mean, we understand the power that we have here in this endocannabinoid system, that when you trigger it by supplementing it with the cannabinoids, will wake the system up, which is responsible for getting you healthy and keeping you healthy. And so what I love about it is our other products. When we talk about the Dream for sleep, and the Ice as an anti-inflammatory, the Edge for cognitive thinking, which is better than any 5-hour energy, all natural. And now we have the Ultra Burn. Which just came out for weight loss, which is unbelievable. They all trigger and affect that endocannabinoid system, and that's so. I love that our company we just continue to understand that we can really corner the market in health as far as the endocannabinoid system by producing high-quality products. Those products I just mentioned are non-hemp products. Even though hemp has the most cannabinoids in it, there are plants out there, certain botanicals that will mimic cannabinoids.
Yeah.
And in doing so, we understand that. So you're showing the dream here. I mean, that dream is amazing for sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
So
that
just
stuff.
amazing for sleep.
Yeah.
So, and it's important. And again, you've discussed the 0.0 THC, which is important. But again, and that's important for any doctor, because I have pilots, I have D1 athletes on scholarship, I have FBI agents, I have they need to know that they're taking a quality product.
Right. We have a Marine.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah. So, so that's what I love about Zilis as well. Not only the opportunity to get involved with a great company and change, like I said, your financial future as well as your physical future, health-wise, but changing your financial future. But the fact that this company is going to keep on putting great quality products out that affect that endocannabinoid system is really important to me as well. They're not just stopping with where they are. They are looking to the future and saying, where is this going?
Right.
And where can we take it? They're leading, not following.
Right.
And I love leaders.
Right.
So-
And I love the direct-to-consumer model. I do. I think it's the way of the future. And we consistently find in that model industry-leading products.
Yeah.
I could sit here and name off 4 or 5 companies that have the top-end, proteins and
Vitamins.
shakes and vitamins and cleaning that doesn't have the
supplies.
chemicals and so on. They circumvent all the store shelf.
The middleman.
Middleman,
Bull
right.
crap that has to go to get there, and all that marketing and all that chemical stuff to make it last on the shelf, all that stuff and all that packaging to get it there. These companies bypass all that, and they put it right into the product. They put it right into the distributors and the word of mouth.
Research
They get it out. They put it in. They put it where the value add is, and I love that about that model because to your point. When we started with it, we learned about all of this through another product called 7, and Ultracell hadn't even been launched yet.
Right.
So in our launched yet, and in our short amount of time here, we went from that to our own vertically integrated farm to table Ultracell product made here in the United States, Colorado, Texas, all of that involvement. We went with that product, industry leader, now market share leader. Then we added the Dream product for sleep support, all the edge for cognitive, the ice for additional, joint and pain support. And then we've added this topical cream, which is all the same value of the Ultracell oil. And then we've put the QR code on there so that you have all the information so you're compliant on the shelves. I mean, just one thing after another with this organization, but I know we're coming to a close.
We're short on time.
Are we?
It was so much fun. Yes.
Yeah.
Joe.
Hey, tell John we need to make this an hour segment.
Right. Yeah.
He keeps telling us.
So thank you
telling
so
us.
much.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
what an honor! What an honor!
Yeah.
Thank you for and I would love to come back.
John said keep rolling. I don't know if you had any more. Do you have any more you want to share? Or
No, it's funny. We never even get to talk about the topical, and we may have to save that.
We have to save that for another time, I
Again,
guess.
unbelievable. Like I said,
Okay.
just
we
great
got
to be
come to a
here.
close.
We do.
Yeah, great to come
Yeah.
here. Great to be with you
Thanks
guys.
for being on,
Thank you
Joe.
so
It's always a
much.
pleasure.
And I'm excited. This is just being introduced to Florida. Florida needs to take this and run with it.
That's
It's
right.
the best product on the market.
They're
Let's
going.
do it.
All right.
So great.
Thank you.
Thank you
Joe.
for having me.
Thanks for watching
Thanks.
That CBD Show. We'll see you next time.